Take a ride around the city.
The architecture of these churches is just amazing.
You see them every day.
I didn't know it was right here.
Landmarks that paint the Baltimore skyline.
Johns Hopkins.
Backdrops to our busy lives. But look again.
Like a princess is back there.
You may not have noticed these windows of City Hall.
I think they're pretty.
About a century younger than the rest.
I never really thought about it much.
The carvings on the grounds of Johns Hopkins University.
Yeah, it's very well integrated.
A reflection of our own Chesapeake Bay.
Like, I carved that chunk of City Hall or whatever, and like, that's kind of neat. Nope.
And tucked away inside a South Baltimore studio.
Just making sure you're not in the line of fire if I do something crazy.
These hands hold the tools.
I really thought it wasn't gonna break. You okay?
That helped create them.
It resonates on a primal level with, I'm just still a little kid that wants to beat rocks together.
Between the sparks, the smoke, and the dust. From a young age, Sebastian Martirana found his passion in this. Moving from D.C. to Baltimore for grad school at the Maryland Institute College of Art, now
It's nice when things break the way you want them to.
he's been breaking things for a living for the last 2 decades. It's a craft that takes precision.
If you're carving a letter and something looks wrong, everybody knows it's wrong.
And in some cases, there's no room for mistakes.
The fact that it's stone, it's both strong and fragile. There's no control Z, there's no undo. If something hits the floor, it's done.
But when done correctly, his messages can live on.
He's working with something that literally took millions of years to create in a tradition that dates back, more than thousands of years.
Brian Miller, owner of Catalyst Contemporary in Baltimore,
3 towels
has
there.
been showcasing Martirana's work in their Baltimore gallery and as far away as Miami for the last 2 years.
It takes a tremendous amount of patience and foresight to move through that stone process. You can see that in every piece that he makes.
One of his favorite pieces, 7 words etched into an old printer's block. These were words that could not be used in certain federal documents at the time.
Here's a piece of history that was used to make prints, and he's implanting it with these words that are now memorialized. That concept matching technique, to me, was perfect. It was absolutely perfect.
From one piece to another.
That's kind of what I'm working on right now, is this attempt to freeze in stone this moment of unveiling.
It's here.
Kind of shown through the motion of fabric kind of blowing in the wind.
They're chiseled into shape.
Baltimore's like the best city in the East Coast for artists.
But he isn't just creating in our city. His work spans the East Coast. From the Grand Seal at the Federal Reserve in D.C. to carvings inside St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City and in between. We see a shining product. He sees the grind it took to get here.
The Grand Seal is now part of this unbelievable marble interior inside of this building behind these massive glass doors, but I remember it right here. And with me sitting in a pile of dust, carving details in the eagle toes.
So next time you're out,
Now that I'm looking at it over again, it's really pretty.
look up.
There is so much beauty in Baltimore.
Because these monuments
The fact that they constructed these buildings centuries ago and they're still standing.
will outlive you and me.
What is it going to look like in 500 years from now? Or what's it going to look like in 1,000 years from now when it's being, pulled out of the silt in the bottom of the ocean?
Our story being preserved
Work that, again, will survive fire and flood.
through a medium with memory.
What does it mean? Can it be deciphered? And what did we make mark of now?
Shannon Murray, Fox 45 News.